Hey everybody, it's Ron from Roller Rips. I'm here with another video. It's an extension to the Pinnacle video I did. Let me tell you a little story here. So if you haven't watched the Pinnacle video, go back and take a look. I thought I bought 10 unopened packs from an auction site. My wife went ahead and purchased it for me. But as we were going through it, I looked and every pack seemed open. So when the video was done, I took a count, 10 packs. If you look at the packs right here, it says very specifically 15 Major League Baseball player cards per pack. Well, I counted the cards and I ended up with 130 cards, 20 cards short. So, same auction site was selling all of these Pinnacle cards, but they advertised that they were open. So when I went to pick these up because I wanted to buy it, I told them, and they were nice enough, and they said, you know what? You're missing 20 cards. They gave me 10 packs of 22-23 Tim Hortons to go with the 20 packs of 2021 Tim Hortons that I ended up winning in the auction. So for these 20 packs right here, I paid $12.50. For the Pinnacle lot, I paid $10. All of this stuff, $10. And then those were free. And I also got this binder right here, which I definitely believe I overpaid for. It's a combination of 70s and 80s OPC hockey cards. I took a look through. Nothing significant there, but I paid $22 for this. I think my wife was kind of keen because I pointed out there was a Mike Liut hockey card I absolutely loved in there and sort of got me into collecting when I was a young kid kind of thing. So that card is in there, and that means more to me than it does, it's more of a memory than it is, this is about funding the hobby. So today I'm going to take these two Tim Hortons, set them aside. They're going to be separate videos. I will end up doing a 2021, a 22-23, and maybe some new stuff. And we're going to get into this Pinnacle. It's all opened, but we know what cards we're hunting for. The Derek Jeter rookie card would be massive, but the fact that they were open and there were so many missing from the previous video, I think somebody did some pilfering, because we did find some at the bottom with the Cal Ripken and the Don Mattingly and the Frank Thomas, but none of the big hits like the Jeter, the Griffey, or the Ryan. So, like I said, some of them are really open, which makes it easy. But let's get into it and see what we got. Scott Leas, Don Slott, Steve Finley, Danny Tartable, Eric Hansen, Mike Fielder, Mike Greenwell, Tony Gwynn. Tony Gwynn is a hit. Tony Gwynn was number 8 on the list. If you got this graded to a PSA 10, that would be a $100 card. I'm going to set that one up here. Matt Noakes, Shane Mock, and Tom Pignosia. Again, I think the person that may have gone through these cards knew what they were looking for. They were looking for the Jeter card like we are. And like I say, they left a lot of the other stuff not realizing there's some other good players in this. Willie McGee, Randy Johnson, the big unit. Ken Caminetti, Dave Nielsen, Travis Fryman, Sean Barry, Kevin Seitzer, Glenn Allen Hill, Lance Johnson, John Smoltz, and Brian Harvey. So again, some good players in there. The Randy Johnson, the John Smoltz. I mean, there's some Hall of Famers here. So again, they were probably I don't expect to find a Derek Jeter rookie card. If we do, I will be ecstatic, but I don't expect so. All right. Brett Saberhagen, Robin Yount, another Hall of Famer. Kirk Manwaring, BJ Surhoff, John Allerud, Matt Noakes again, Eric Anthony, Jack McDowell. And when you see cards back to back like this, you're kind of like, okay, you can tell they inserted some cards to cover off the ones they took out. Mike Bordick, Omar Vizquel, Tom Glavine, another great pitcher. Doc Gooden, Tony Gwynn, another hit. Another of the top 10, I guess. You could say Doc Gooden's a hit. You could say that Tom Glavine, John Smoltz, Randy Johnson, all hits. But, yeah, in the list of the top 10 for these packs, we're looking for Tony Gwynn, plus a few others. This video might be a little longer because I got a lot of packs here. Again, all open, but yeah. Lenny Dykstra, Terry Pendleton, Charles Nagy, Don Slott, Frank Castillo, Sean Barry, Kevin Seitzer, Glenn Allen Hill, and Bob Arolt. All right, don't know that one. Keep going. Kind of watching the time on this. See, we're at 5 minutes already, and like I say, we don't like to go too long. Terry Steinbeck, Deion Sanders, that's a good one. John Crook, Bernie Williams, those are some great players. Larry Walker, like really good players, but not the ones we're hunting for. Gary Sheffield, Cal Eldred, Sean Jeter, Dave Mickey, Hal Morris, Carlos Hernandez, Tom Gordon, Dennis Eckersley, and Kurt Stillwell. Yeah, a lot of great players in here. Just, again, not the top three. Not the Nolan Ryan, the Derek Jeter, or the Ken Griffey Jr. Ed Sprague, Rico Brona, Chris Haney, Chris Hoyles. See, this pack's pretty light. Geronimo Pena, Ozzie Guillen, Kurt Stillwell, Melito Perez, Brett Butler, Shawan Dunson, and Fred McGriff. Okay, moving to the next one. All right. We've got Charles Nagy, Terry Pendleton, Charles Nagy, Ken Hill, Darryl Strawberry, another great one. Terry Pendleton again, Brian Harper, Mark Langston, and Ellis Burks. I love that when you get doubles twice in one pack. All right, next one. This video is going to take a little longer to download with how long it's going here. Chuck Novak, Darren Jackson, Chris James, Daryl Hamilton, Mark Correan, Hensley Mullins, Scott Livingston, Daryl Hamilton, Matt Correan, Mike Greenwell, Pedro Munoz, Vincent Palacio, Devin White, Stan Belinda, and Charlie Liebrant. Keep going. Again, you know, the fact that I only paid $10 for these, the couple of hits I have already, like if I were to get those graded, it would definitely pay for the lot. Okay, Eddie Zatsky, Henry Mercedes, Jeff Kent, Ivan Calderon, Vincent Palacio, Charlie Liebrant, Mariano Duncan, Fred McGriff, Vince Coleman, Wally Joyner, Jose Canseco, there's another one, and Luis Polonia again. Gonna have a few doubles on this one. If you like any of the cards, like I say, comment down below, and I don't mind sending some out. Like I say, I'd love to increase our subscribers, and if that'll get you to subscribe, like I say, subscribe, ask me for a card. Sean Jeter, Hal Morris, John Orton, Tim Tuffle. This one's sticking, so what's in back of it? Kevin Gross, Scott Erickson, Jim Abbott. You see this? Jim Abbott didn't have a right hand there, so he would rest his glove on his arm, throw the pitch, and then stick that hand in the glove, and he could catch a ball coming back at him, so very impressive skill. Great pitcher. Jimmy Key, Rob Dibble, Darren Dalton, and Mark Gubiska. This one feels light. Feels like it's been pilfered. All right, we got Lance Johnson, Glenn Allen Hill, Kevin Seitzer, Frank Castillo, Tim Raines, Chris Sabo, Ken Herbeck, Bob Tewksbury, and Bernie Williams again. All right. Might have a complete set here other than the stars. All right, we got Brady Anderson, Tom Glavine again, Omar Vizquel, Lee Stevens, Derek Bell, Mo Vaughn, Terry Mulholland, Matt Williams. Oh, feels like there's another one here. There is Joe Oliver, Paul Quantrell, Dave Henderson, Ted Wood. What's behind Ted Wood? Johnny Guzman, and Mike Bordick. All right, next pack. Like I said, there's quite a few packs in here. $10, again, not a bad price. I'm pretty happy with this. Just fun looking through these old cards, right? So we've got, starting off with Tom Marsh, Steve Hosey, Carlos Hernandez, Jose Canseco again, Pat Kelly, Tom Hundley, David Wells. I was a Jays fan, so David Wells, I remember him. Pat Borders became an announcer for the Jays. Glenn Davis, Vince Coleman, Wally Joyner, and Luis Polonia again. I think that's the third Polonia I've seen. Right, next pack. I'm not that good at opening packs, so I know it looks like it's a skill, but they're already open. Ozzie Canseco. All right, Sammy Sosa, Eddie Tubensi, Darren Jackson, Chris James, Dan Walters, Trevor Wilson, Rene Gonzalez, Craig Biggio, Otis Nixon, Roberto Alomar, and Ryan Sandberg. Again, great players in here. Just, again, looking to see if we can get one hit. I would love for them to have missed one that's stuck. You know, you got a Derek Jeter rookie card stuck to the back of this, Ken Herbeck or Chris Sabo. There's Tim Raines again, Matt Williams, Hemsley Mullins, Mark Correan, Daryl Hamilton, Mickey Moradini, Kevin McReynolds, and Steve Bichelle. Looks like we got about 5 or 6 packs left. All right, here we've got Steve Farr, Mark McElmore, Will Clark, Deion Sanders again, Chuck Nolback, Albert Bell, B.J. Surhoff, Terry McHolland, Sid Bream, John Franco, Pete Harnish, Dave Mickey, Hal Morris, and Sean Jeter. Come on, let's get Derek Jeter. All right, this one's falling out as it is. All right. Johnny Guzman, Dan Wilson, Charlie Leibrandt, Mario Duncan, Mike Moore, Kelly Gruber, Henry Rodriguez, Tim Wallach, Mark Langston, Felix Jose, Greg Jeffries, Will Clark, Blaze Minor, and Paul Miller. Looks like 3 packs left. Doc Gooden, Julio Franco, Gary Sheffield, Andy Van Slyke, Yvonne Rodriguez, Eric Hansen, Danny Tartabull, Steve Finley, Don Slott, Scott Lewis, Frank Castillo, and Rich Rowland. 2 packs left. Hell, I'd even take the Nolan Ryan. I'm a big Nolan Ryan fan. Pull the Nolan Ryan card, I'd be thrilled. All right, let's do it. Greg Olson, Delino DeShields for the Expos, Julio Valera, Willie Wilson, Luis Rivera, Ted Wood, William Suero, Randy Tolman, Albert Bell, Lenny Harris, Steve Hosey, Rafael Bornegal, Bob Wickman, Jeff Bagwell, Cecil Fielder. Yeah, the big difference is you can tell a pack like this, that's like 15 cards. A lot of them have not had that kind of heft to them. And last pack. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, pass the word. Let's get our subscribers up there. I do have a planned giveaway for May. I would love to give away an explosive card, and I just want people to make comments down below. Mike Perez, Tim Wallach, Julio Franco, Scott Horn, Gary Gaetti, Delino DeShields, Lenny Harris, Tom Gordon, Dennis Eckersley, Ozzie Guillen, Geronimo Pena, Chris Hoyles, Chris Haney, Steve Farr, and Juan Gonzalez. Yep, these were definitely picked through. Our two top cards out of this one would be these two Tony Gwynn cards right here. Like I said, chances of getting them graded to a 10. Centering looks off on both of them. If you look, it's heavy on this side, light on this side. So don't think I'd get a 10, but, you know, might be able to get my $10, in which case it's paid for this lot. I hope you enjoyed the video, everyone. I will be doing a video on the 20 NHL Tim Hortons cards and the 10 from 22-23. So please tune in, tell your friends, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks, everyone. Bye.